You've got senior Republicans publicly and privately, saying it's unacceptable what has been going on. And the fact that Trump seems to have realised this, he's got excellent political instincts.
And the Times West Coast correspondent Keiran Southern joins me now. Good morning.
Good morning.
So it sounds like Donald Trump is rowing back here. Is that fair to say?
I think it is fair to say Gregory Bavino, who has become sort of the face of Trump's hardline immigration crackdown, he is now leaving Minneapolis in what is seen as an attempt to de-escalate things from Trump after, a very serious escalation over the weekend. He's going to be replaced by Tom Homan, who is Trump's border czar, and he is known for a much more targeted approach to immigration enforcement versus the sort of dragnet approach that we've seen in major American cities from Bavino.
So is this ICE having its wings clipped, its authority sort of pared back, I suppose, which has been one of the criticisms so far?
Yeah, it certainly seems that way. The chaotic scenes were, masked agents marauding around American cities have really put Americans off. We now have polling from YouGov, attitudes towards ICE are hardening. You've got senior Republicans publicly and privately, saying it's unacceptable what has been going on. And the fact that Trump seems to have realised this, he's got excellent political instinct. So the fact that he's willing to take a step back on the issue that has defined his career more than any other suggests that, things have really taken a turn.
And you mentioned Tom Homan. Has he been sent to the city to calm things down or to investigate what happened with Alex Pretty? Or is it just a kind of political signal?
I think he is there to calm things down. The White House said overnight that he's expected to speak with Jacob Frey, the mayor of Minneapolis, today, Tuesday. As I say, he is known for a more targeted approach compared with Bavino. Whether we will get a full investigation into the shooting over the weekend, I spoke today to a Democratic congressman who said, that's the bare minimum that needs to happen. He was calling for ICE to be dismantled. So it is going to be interesting to see over the next days and in fact weeks to see if Homan's installation here changes anything significantly.
Yeah, I think that the question of that investigation will be a really big one for Trump, certainly. And how should we look at what's happened to Kristi Noem, the head of Homeland Security, incredibly robust? And she's been driving this narrative publicly, that Alex Pretty was a domestic terrorist, basically giving people the government's line. She also seems to have been, well, not demoted, but she seems to have had her wings clipped here.
Yeah, it certainly seems that air job security has taken a serious hit over recent days. She was on cable news over the weekend, sort of defending the ICE agents involved in the shooting, saying things that really aren't backed up by video. To some reporting overnight in US media saying that got Trump's attention, that he loves cable news, and he wasn't exactly pleased to see his Homeland Security secretary sort of being exposed like that. So I certainly think that the Homan coming in is a sort of slap down for both Bavino and Kristi Noem.
Could Noem be sacked? Because, one of the things that we have seen, as you mentioned there, the cable news aspect of this, is even kind of quite loyal outlets like Fox questioning Noem's judgment. Do you think she could lose her job over this?
I think she certainly could. I imagine one thing that will keep her in the post for as long as possible is Trump will not want to be seen to be given into any pressure. Him and the administration have spoken about immigration enforcement in sort of existential terms, not just for the administration, but for the country. So I'm not sure how you would be able to match that rhetoric with firing Kristi Noem for, let's not forget, it's not like Kristi Noem has gone rogue here. She's part of an administration that was Trump spoken in these terms during the election campaign while he's president. We've seen very forceful immigration enforcement from the Trump administration, but Noem might find herself, the victim of change and weather. We've got the midterms in November. Trump, as I say, excellent political instinct, so she may find herself a casualty of that.
Mm. And just finally, how have politicians in Minnesota taken these changes? I mean, are they welcoming what Donald Trump is doing? Are they working with the administration, or are they still very vocal in their calls for ICE to leave and calling out the government itself?
Still very vocal in their calls for ICE to leave. As I say, Jacob Frey tonight, he was saying, he was sort of pleased that he'd spoken to the president and basically said they were on the same page, but he reiterated that ICE has to leave the city. Tim Walz, who has also spoken to the president released a oddly conciliatory statement after that discussion. Walz is also still saying, ICE has to leave, and the reason they're doing that, they've got massive backing in the city. I'm here. The signs of the ICE presence are everywhere, and that you drive into the city from the airport, the freeway, there's graffiti sprayed on underpasses, ICE out the city. There's signs in shop windows, federal agents not welcome. Cars have got messages in them saying ICE go home. The city is seems almost uniformly opposed to it, so the politicians are following that lead.